True power is not in how hard you can hit, but in how well you can control the fight without ever throwing a punch. Influence is the highest form of power because it allows you to shape outcomes without engaging in direct conflict. The most dangerous people in history were not the ones who fought the hardest, but the ones who controlled the minds, emotions, and decisions of those around them. When you react emotionally to an enemy, you immediately give them power over you. The moment you allow anger, frustration, or the need for revenge to dictate your actions, you have already lost. Your enemy no longer has to defeat you. You are defeating yourself by losing focus on what truly matters. A wise person does not allow themselves to be controlled by their enemy's actions. They remain composed, strategic, and patient. Influence is what separates rulers from warriors. A warrior may win a battle, but a ruler controls the battlefield. Consider the greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and thinkers of history. They did not rise to the top by engaging in petty conflicts. They mastered the art of positioning themselves in such a way that their enemies could do nothing to harm them. Instead of reacting to attacks, they created systems of influence that rendered their opponents powerless. Imagine a person who constantly speaks negatively about you, spreads lies, or tries to destroy your reputation. Most people's instinct is to fight back, to defend themselves, to expose the lies. But that is exactly what the enemy wants. To pull you into a battle where your energy is wasted on them. The wiser move is to stay focused, to continue growing, and to let time expose the truth. Your silence, your success, and your refusal to engage will slowly make your enemy irrelevant. True power is the ability to shape the world around you without force. When you operate with wisdom, discipline, and self-control, your enemies become frustrated because they cannot manipulate you. They watch as you rise above their attempts to pull you down, and in time, they either give up or destroy themselves with their own negativity. So do not seek to win fights. Seek to win influence. Because when you control the game, you never have to play by their rules. The greatest battles are not won with words, nor with weapons, but with silence. Your enemy thrives on your reaction. They want you to argue, to defend yourself, to respond in anger. Because the moment you engage, they have succeeded in pulling you into their world. But when you say nothing, when you refuse to give them the satisfaction of a response, you take away their power entirely. Silence is not weakness. It is control. It forces your enemy to battle their own thoughts, their own frustrations, their own insecurities. When someone attacks you, whether through words, betrayal, or deception, their expectation is that you will retaliate. They anticipate a fight, a heated exchange, or a desperate attempt to clear your name. But when none of that comes, when you remain composed and unaffected, it unsettles them. They start to question their own actions, their own motives, and in many cases, they begin to crumble under the weight of their own negativity. Many people believe that speaking up, proving a point, or setting the record straight is the best way to fight back, but more often than not, words only fuel the fire. The more you engage, the more you keep the battle alive. Silence, on the other hand, starves the enemy of their greatest weapon, attention. When they see that their words and actions have no impact on you, they are left powerless. They realize that they are fighting an opponent who refuses to play by their rules, and nothing is more frustrating than an enemy who cannot be provoked. Time has a way of revealing the truth. Lies eventually collapse, deceit always comes to light, and the people who seek to destroy others are often destroyed by their own actions. Your silence allows time to do the work for you. It places the burden of proof on your enemy, because when you do not react, they are left alone to fight a battle that no longer exists. Power belongs to those who do not waste their words on people who do not deserve them. Strength is in restraint, and wisdom is in knowing that not every battle requires a response. The less you say, the more powerful you become. And when your silence speaks louder than any argument ever could, your enemy is defeated without a fight. There is no revenge more powerful than undeniable success. When you succeed, you take away every weapon your enemies have against you. Their words become empty, their actions become irrelevant, and their attempts to bring you down become nothing more than background noise in the story of your rise. Most people waste their energy trying to fight back, trying to prove themselves, trying to respond to every critic. But the truth is, nothing silences your enemies faster than proving them wrong, with results. People who seek to destroy you want one thing: to keep you at their level. They attack because they feel threatened. They try to distract you because they know that if you focus, you will surpass them. And so they spread lies. They throw obstacles in your path. They do everything they can to get under your skin. But the moment you take your eyes off your goals to engage with them, you have already lost. You have given them what they wanted: your attention, your energy, your time. And that time should have been spent building yourself into someone they can never reach. The most successful people in the world do not stop to fight with those who doubt them. They do not explain themselves to those who do not believe in them. They do not waste their breath trying to convince people who have already made up their minds. Instead, they channel all of their energy into growth, into improvement, into becoming so great that their presence alone is enough to make their enemies feel small. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the people who once criticized you will be forced to watch as you rise beyond their reach. There will always be people who doubt you, people who mock you, people who secretly hope to see you fail. But their opinions do not build your future. Your actions do. Let them talk while you work. Let them doubt while you execute. Let them laugh while you climb. Because one day they will have no choice but to acknowledge what you have become. And by then, their words will no longer matter. Your success will speak for itself. And the very people who tried to break you will realize they only made you stronger. Nothing confuses an enemy more than kindness. When someone attacks you, insults you, or tries to bring you down, they expect a reaction. They want to see you angry, defensive, or hurt. They want proof that their words or actions have affected you. But when you respond with kindness, with wisdom, with grace, you take away their power. You force them to confront the reality that their negativity has no control over you. And that more than anything unsettles them. Most people believe that kindness is a sign of weakness. They think that if you do not fight back, if you do not retaliate, you are allowing yourself to be walked over. But true strength is found in the ability to stay composed when others lose control. It takes far more power to respond with kindness than to react with anger. Anyone can lash out. Anyone can fight back. But not everyone has the discipline to rise above. When you choose kindness in the face of hate, you shift the dynamic of the conflict. Your enemy is expecting resistance, but instead, they receive understanding. They are prepared for war, but you offer peace. And suddenly, they are forced to question themselves. Why are they fighting someone who refuses to fight back? Why are they pouring their energy into someone who remains unshaken? The battle they tried to create no longer makes sense, and in many cases, they end up destroying themselves with their own negativity. History has proven time and time again that those who respond with wisdom outlast those who act with hatred. A person fueled by anger will eventually burn themselves out, But a person who remains calm, focused, and kind will always rise above. This does not mean allowing yourself to be mistreated or taken advantage of. It means knowing that your response is a reflection of you, not them. It means choosing dignity over destruction. It means understanding that your life's purpose is far greater than engaging in petty battles. Let your kindness be the weapon they never expected. Let your wisdom be the answer to their ignorance. And let your grace be the thing that leaves them speechless. Because in the end, it is not the loudest voice that wins. It is the one that remains unshaken, unbothered, and unstoppable. Time and truth are the most powerful forces in the world. No matter how many lies are told, no matter how much deception is spread, no matter how many people try to manipulate reality, time will always reveal the truth. Those who live with integrity, who stand firm in their values, who refuse to be shaken by temporary battles, always outlast those who thrive on deceit. The problem is that most people do not have the patience to let time work in their favor. They feel the need to defend themselves immediately, to respond to every attack, to prove their innocence. But true power comes from knowing that you do not have to fight every battle. Some enemies will destroy themselves if you simply wait. When someone spreads falsehoods about you, it is tempting to rush into action, to argue, to demand justice. But in doing so, you often give credibility to the very lies being told. The louder you scream your innocence, the more people wonder if you have something to hide. Instead of reacting, the wiser approach is to let time expose the truth. People who lie must constantly create new lies to cover the old ones. They dig themselves deeper and deeper into a hole until they can no longer escape. Meanwhile, the person who remains steady, who continues walking in truth, who does not allow themselves to be consumed by the drama, will always emerge victorious. Time humbles the arrogant, reveals the dishonest, and rewards the patient. The greatest figures in history, the ones who changed the world, were often misunderstood, doubted, and attacked in their time. But they did not waste their energy fighting battles that time would win for them. They stayed the course, knowing that truth does not need to be defended, it simply needs to be lived. Your greatest defense against an enemy is not revenge, not anger, not even words. It is consistency. It is continuing to move forward with unwavering focus, knowing that time will do the work for you. Those who operate with dishonesty will eventually collapse under the weight of their own deceit. And when that moment comes, you will not need to lift a finger, because the truth, like the sun, can only be hidden for so long before it shines for all to see. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you have. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of focus, passion, and strength to give. The question is, where are you investing it? Too many people waste their energy on battles that do not matter, arguments with people who will never change, proving points to those who are committed to misunderstanding them, and responding to enemies who are beneath their purpose. Every minute spent fighting distractions is a minute stolen from your destiny. When you engage in battles with small-minded people, you lower yourself to their level. They want you to be reactive because they know that if they can keep you focused on them, you will never reach the heights you were meant for. And the truth is, they do not actually want to defeat you. They just want to keep you from winning. They want to see you stuck, frustrated, drained, and distracted. The greatest trick of your enemy is to make you believe that fighting them is more important than building yourself. But the strongest individuals know that their energy is sacred. They understand that every fight they choose must serve a greater purpose. They do not waste time on temporary battles when they are working toward permanent greatness. They do not react to every insult, every criticism, or every challenge because they know that real power comes from focus. Instead of fighting distractions, they build something so powerful that those distractions fade into irrelevance. Think about the most successful people in history. They were not the ones who argued the loudest or engaged in petty conflicts. They were the ones who kept building, who kept growing, who let their work speak for them. They understood that their greatest revenge was not proving someone wrong, it was proving themselves right. And in the process, the people who once tried to hold them back either faded away or were forced to watch them rise. The next time someone tries to pull you into a pointless fight, ask yourself, is this battle worth my energy? Or is my energy better spent building a life so great that my enemies become irrelevant? True victory is not in fighting harder, it is in rising higher. And when you focus on your own growth, your enemies will eventually become nothing more than a forgotten distraction.